Is the Philadelphia Eagles dynasty actually crumbling, or are we witnessing the greatest tactical pivot in NFL history? The 2026 season is staring us in the face. And let me tell you, the front office hasn't just shuffled the deck. They've completely torched it and started fresh. We're talking about a total demolition of the status quo. If you want to know which household names are likely packing their bags and which hidden gems are about to become the new faces of the franchise, you need to stick around until the very last second. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. The Eagles we saw in 2025, forget them. That version of the team is dead. We're looking at a complete overhaul of the coaching staff and a shift in offensive philosophy that is frankly insane. For years, the criticism has been loud. The play calling was stale, the scheme was predictable, and the offensive identity was stuck in the past. Enter the new regime. Sean Mannion has taken the reins as the offensive coordinator, and it is a move that has sent shockwaves through the locker room. If you heard his opening press conference, you know exactly what I mean. He brought more substance to the table in 10 minutes than we've seen in years of stagnant coaching. But he's not alone. We've got a massive influx of new minds like Chris Cooper taking over the offensive line. A huge deal considering the legendary tenure of his predecessor, and a pivot toward a zone blocking scheme that is going to force every single player on that roster to relearn how to play football. Is this shift to a modern, dynamic system going to be a brilliant masterclass, or are we looking at a painful transition year? Who do you think is responsible for the massive shakeup on this coaching staff? Drop a name in the comments below. But hold your horses, because the changes to the coaching staff are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The offense was an absolute disaster last year. We're talking 19th in points, 24th in total yards. Numbers that are frankly embarrassing for a roster with this much talent. Mannion is stripping away the hitch route, obsession, and replacing it with a Shanahan-style system that relies on pre-snap motion, heavy shifts, and a diverse route tree. This means Jalen Hurts is going to be operating under center significantly more. This isn't just a minor tweak. It's a fundamental change to his DNA as a passer. He's going to be tested constantly with high-leverage throws over the middle. And then there's Saquon Barkley. He has openly admitted he's never navigated an offense like this before. Can he adapt to the zone blocking scheme, or will his production hit a wall? And here's where the rumors get spicy. Everyone is talking about the potential departure of A.J. Brown. We're at the end of May, and with the post-June 1 roster designation looming, a trade feels more like an inevitability than a possibility. If he's indeed headed to a team like the Patriots, the entire wide receiver rotation is going to look completely different. Devonta Smith is finally stepping into the spotlight as the unquestioned WR1. We've seen flashes of this since he was drafted out of Alabama, but now it's a show. And don't sleep on the slot position. We're going to see some wild, creative play calling to get the ball into the hands of our shiftier receivers in space. Bubble screens, crossers, end-arounds. It's going to be a chess match every single Sunday. But wait until you hear how the defense is being rebuilt to terrorize opposing quarterbacks. Vic Fangio has been cooking up something dangerous. You could easily argue that the 2026 iteration of this defense is the most talented group Fangio has had since arriving in Philadelphia. The headline move, the arrival of Jonathan Greenard. When the team missed out on other targets, I was screaming for them to secure a guy like Greenard. He is a high-motor, versatile edge rusher who fits the Fangio scheme like a glove. Opposite him, Jix Hunt is primed for a breakout year. And while we're waiting to see if there is any reunion with veteran stalwarts like Brandon Graham, the depth is being bolstered by guys like Arnold Ebiketie, who brings that speed and coverage versatility that is becoming a prerequisite for this defense. On the interior, the duo of Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter remains the immovable force. They are the heart and soul of this front seven. But the linebacker unit, that's where things get interesting. Zach Bond is expected to wear the green dot and anchor the middle, but he's battling back from a tough year with injuries. He's going to be paired with Jayad Campbell. Now, I know some of you are worried about Campbell's shoulder surgeries. It's a valid concern. However, if you look at the raw physical traits,
by Devontae Smith.
It really dictates the defense.
Coverage. Campbell has a higher ceiling than what we saw from the departed Nakobe Dean. He's a different type of athlete, and I expect Fangio to use him in creative, blitz-heavy packages to confuse offensive lines. If the front seven is the hammer, the secondary is the net. The upgrade at cornerback is massive. Riq Woolen coming into this system is a game changer. At 6 feet 4 inches, he has the kind of length that keeps quarterbacks up at night. He's got elite 3-level speed and the tenacity to jam receivers at the line of scrimmage. Yes, he needs to stay disciplined and avoid those boneheaded personal fouls, but that's something that can be coached. Alongside Quinyon Mitchell and the rest of the crew, this secondary is going to be incredibly difficult to throw against. At safety, we have the veteran savvy of Marcus Epps paired with the developing talent of Andrew Mukuba. Epps is a coach on the field. He's exactly what Fangio wants in the back end. Mukuba, coming off a solid rookie year, is going to be tasked with more playmaking duties. Once his ball skills catch up to his instincts, he's going to be a nightmare for opposing offensive coordinators. We have a team that is faster, arguably more versatile, and definitely more modern. But with a new offensive coordinator, a new blocking scheme, and potential major departures at the skill positions, the margin for error is razor thin. We're looking at a team in transition, but make no mistake, the talent is undeniable. The real question is how quickly these new pieces can gel. Will the coaching staff's vision translate to the field before the season slips away? Or are we going to see growing pains that cost us early wins? We're going to be tracking every single camp battle, every snap count, and every injury update right here. Who is your pick to be the breakout star of this 2026 squad? Is it going to be one of the new wideouts or a defensive anchor coming into his own? Drop your predictions below and let's get the conversation started. Stay tuned, because the road to the playoffs starts right now.